Hello, all you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Rdyjin, currently as Ather, the Labramon. And today we are doing some Prison Architect, because Gimund played a card. So let's get this brought up here. And we also have Rdyjin joining, doing some art.
Yay!
Currently drawing Seda TF as a mouse. Chewing
What?
on cables. It's on the screen.
Lies and accusations.
I don't know. The photographic evidence is right there.
This is clearly doctored.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Oh, you're right. I do need to add a lab coat to you.
Oh yes. Well, it's got to be really, really baggy and basically just kind of there on the floor because he shrunk down to mouse size here. So basically even, visible that it is a lab coat anyways. But yeah, look at that cute little mouse.
Very cute. Very, very cute.
But we also have Rex here doing some VR games over on his stream. We've got, Ren who's hanging out here, and Ren is cute. Y'all should also definitely go check out Seda over at twitch.tv/SedaBDA. He is a wonderful cup of tea for you all to enjoy. Lots of TF stuff going on over there, too.
I can't force you. You are your own free individual being, and you have a choice of, channels to watch on stream, and we do appreciate you choosing, our ones here to, spend your Friday evening. God, I feel like I'm a freaking, flight attendant there. It's like, we know you have a choice of airlines, so we really do appreciate you flying TF Airs today. And we look forward to seeing you on a future service.
Now make sure your wings are all ready before takeoff.
Look, I have listened to, the airline safety announcement, enough times that I could probably, completely, fumble my way through something that sounds pretty legitimate.
I'm currently doing a reset of my sound and whatnot, trying to fix the Oculus not coming through the Oculus. So yeah, I'll be off for a bit. I'll be back in a bit.
I mean, heck, just this past month I got on 4 different flights.
Jeez.
There is a lot of changes that have been done to this game.
When was the last time you played it?
Quite a while ago. Right now I can pick a uniform and, I don't know what to go with. We can go with classic, we can go with desert, undead apparently.
So where's the island-based TF laboratory prison?
Actually there is a, we can do islands on this now, I know.
The island-based one is called a game called CDDA.
Oh, there really is an undead DLC for this game. This game is weird. Well, what uniform should we... Gimund, are you still here? You're the one that's got me playing this. You know, I'm gonna feel bad if he wanted to see me play this and he's not. He's gone to bed and he's missing it. Oh, good, he is still here. Well, come join voice, Gimund.
Such an adorable mouse.
I enjoy having artists I can weaponize.
You know, you would have been a very dangerous individual to know back when I was just like properly joining the fandom.
Oh?
Because back when I like joined the Armello server and then was going through like my I'm not quite a furry, but like, you know, I'm associating myself more and more furry things kind of phase. The joke we had was that the character's not official until you have at least 2 pieces of fan art in a fan fiction.
Ah. So I could have made you could have wound up being a mouse properly, you know? Or just had 3,000 different characters.
Probably. I mean, it was such a meta joke that I actually did end up getting art of that quote. Because it was very funny in retrospect. Okay, I think it's time for me to go into shading.
Okay. I think
To
I
go
fixed
into
it.
what?
Shading.
Oh. Oh yeah, you said you were going to send me a thing.
I heard.
I'll send it to you when I'm done.
Oh.
Because
I swear Seda said shifting, and I was like, oh, we're doing that right now?
I could have sworn I heard that as well. I'm like, oh, okay, who you
I
shifting
mean-
to?
I mean, gosh, I wish.
Well, other than mouse.
Okay. You shouldn't be able to hear the game anymore, and I am now streaming it, and it's only coming out of the headphones. Just had to adjust something on the actual Oculus.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I didn't mean about that.
And what should the
Alright.
prison be called, Gimund?
Also, I don't know if you can see it, but now I can see the chat right there. It's a little thing that has a setting that's pretty nice. Let's see. I used to have some customization on here where I was King K. Rool, but I don't think I have it anymore.
And you know what? I will give you teasers in. Before the shading.
Let me see, Seda.
Can I see it?
Are we showing teasers on stream? Oh man.
Ah, the dark
And-
area. Everybody's wanting to see it, Seda. Should I just bring it up on
Oh,
stream?
shoot.
I mean, it's not done.
I know it's not done,
Well,
and there's not much to see, but I could bring it up on stream.
I have VR goggles on my face, but I'm fandangling myself just so I have a chance of seeing this. 1 second. I might fall over. It's worth it. 1 sec.
Can I
There's
bring it
enough
up,
for you to
Seda?
see.
Please?
Exclamation mark Zim. No, go over there. Go look. If it happens, I'm trying to look too. Even though
I'm
I
not
have
bringing
goggles
it
my
up on.
forehead.
I'm not bringing it up unless Seda says yes.
Okay, I have it up now. Okay, sorry, I restarted my everything, so I had to load your stream back up again. Okay, cool, it's up. Let me know if it comes up.
Seda.
Hold on, actually, I'm feeling like being a gremlin, so I'm gonna just do something silly.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Back to Annika for now. Ren, you watching?
Yes.
You're cute.
Eh.
Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Me when I boop you.
There. Actually, no, don't show that. That just looks weird. All pixelated like that. Let's try to make it less pixelated.
Oh, I like this map. Yeah, let's do the map.
Oh, you want me to share that one? Okay.
Nope. No. Show that one. There you go.
Wait,
Oh?
what? You're showing something? I just started the song. Okay, let me pause. Okay. Let me see.
Alright, there you
Oh.
go.
Why am I so long to see it? Chug. Here. That's definitely a sneak peek for sure.
Yep.
Ding.
So I got attacked in art fight last year, and I didn't have time to actually reciprocate. So I'm reciprocating now, a full year later. Better late than never.
I'm gonna be quiet so Ren, you can actually watch the YouTube stream and like hear the music, and it won't be me echoing. So.
Thank you.
Alright. Back to figuring out which warden to use. Unless you've got an idea what warden I should use, Gimund. My choice. Okay, well, there's a whole bunch of them here to go through.
What's the one most likely to turn it into a TF prison?
No idea.
Well, I should go find out.
I'm just reading through them all. Oh, so this guy's got a minus 15% decrease in undead walk speed. Good to know. Plus 10% damage to undead. Why are there undead in this? Oh, you'll get there, Stardust. It's really not a problem. Everybody starts somewhere with Stream Raiders.
Oh yeah.
That's what we keep telling Ren. He's gonna get there too. Pat. What do you think of the song?
It's very interesting.
I can turn up the difficulty too, because it gets to Osu levels of ridiculousness. That's his medium. Well, that one's hard. The next one's expert, and some songs I can't even beat on expert, honestly. I should try it again. This time with audio on, but I won't say anything.
Well, I guess I'll go with this one where they believe technology is the future. That's the... I think that's the best one I got. Though I guess I could go with one of the doctors, but, that's, something else altogether. Yeah, we'll go with Alexis Lynn. Now we get to pick our guard dogs. We can have classic. We can have companion. There's husky, Dalmatian. We can have cats instead. Ooh, direwolf. I like the sounds of that one. Who would even try to escape? Bowtie bandit. Shepherd, who's a clever girl. Doge, Dodge, Juliet, Luna, Blue, Fen, Ghost, ethereal in looks only, prone to lick both faces and self, but not always in that order. Monarch, Subwoofer. This man-made wonder is faster and sees better than a normal dog. Shame it's not as durable.
Is that your first time passing that map?
I think so.
Nice, congrats.
Definitely was not. I've not played this game in a long time, so that was probably the hardest song I played in a bit.
Ooh, choosing this option will enable all dogs available and randomize each hire. Ooh, yes. We'll have lots of dogs.
Yay.
Yay, more doggos.
World size large. Funds. I'm gonna be generous to myself and make it 100,000. Plot type. Why can't I go with an island?
What time is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's already 11:44.
We'll do one more song on this, and then I'll show you the other shooting rhythm game.
Ah.
I don't know if any of these songs ring a bell to you. There's Dragon Force. That'd probably kill me.
Wait, Gold Dust? Oh, okay.
This also has a mod singing that you can actually play up.
You skipped it again. Go back up. Go back up.
What's it called?
Gold Dust. I just said it.
Oh, Gold Dust. Okay.
Gimund. Should I enable the undead? Look at that cute little mouse on the screen.
Very cute. Very, very cute.
Also, holy crap, the line work on this is looking incredible, Rdyjin.
Very clean.
Gold Dust.
Yes, the mouse has found some spicy hay. Yes.
Spicy days.
So, for context, by the way, everybody, before I started this recording, I was having some technical difficulties, and it was decided that it was Seda turned into a mouse, chewing on wires.
Complete fabrication, I assure you.
Yeah, we were
Sure.
considering it might be a fabrication until this photographic evidence came to light.
Clearly doctored.
Alright, we'll go with medium for undead.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
Mouth have lawyers?
I mean, I could be self-resenting. I did study law. I'm not sure how much environmental law is going to help in this situation, but you know what? I can talk case studies.
You can, huh?
I mean, there was a really fun case about like a milk truck crashing into a bridge and leaking the milk into the river. Very fun discussion in terms of if that constituted a pollutant entering a controlled body of water.
Ooh, that was a fun song. Okay. That's Attica. I'm gonna go
Congrats,
ahead and choose
Rex.
the-
Nice.
Thank you. To be honest, I really can't fill those songs, but the fact I passed it and got that score means I could have pretty much passed it, so. Yeah. Alright.
Actually, I want to look up that case study now because that was a fun one.
And Rdyjin, you've got a commission.
Aw, snap. Alright, this will probably be my last little showcase of the day. That was a showcase of Attica for like a little bit. Show you what it is. Really cool, made by Harmonix. It's if you like Osu, it's literally, like I said, Osu with guns. They have a mod scene. So if you like Beat Saber, I really think you should check out that. This one is a little different. It's more of a rhythm-based VR shooter, more than a rhythm game, per se. I don't know. You'll see what I'm talking about when I say it's John Wick rhythm game. Here we go. Game title.
There are so many options here. We can apparently have weather. I don't know what legacy... if you want to experience weather, so if you just want to experience weather, select legacy. Oh, I see how that works. Okay, we'll go with low. Or, no, we'll go medium. Rat infestation. A dirty prison attracts rats. Make sure your prison is kept clean or they will come and wreak havoc. The rat infestation can begin once you have hired your first janitor and have 20 inmates. We'll do low. Considering we've got a mouse being drawn right now, we gotta include rats,
Now just imagine like 20 of them.
Yes.
Your IT department is going to cry.
Gimund, should we have it be an island?
Oh, you reload this like it's House of the Dead style. You gotta aim down and then it reloads, but a little bit different. Yeah, they've really added a lot of modifiers to this game. Let's see. Ooh. They've added more campaigns.
I have no idea, Gimund. I know there's this land expansion thing. So I guess I can make it bigger.
There's a fantasy mode, and a horror mode, and a cyberpunk mode. I don't know. Ren, pick one, I guess. I never played these before. They've added so much to this game, it's kind of silly. Huh.
Let's go to fantasy.
So, Gimund, we can do jungle, or default, jungle, snowbound, desert, lunar, connected island, or just island.
Moon base.
This sounds.
Gimund, just join voice.
Dragon Force stuff.
Please. Actually. Oh, okay, he does have access.
Hi, hi.
Hello.
Hey, Gimund.
So yeah, which plot type?
I was gonna ask you to roll a d6.
I mean, there's 7 options.
Yeah, on the island one, I would have just had you pick up which island one you would have wanted.
Well, let's roll then.
Whew. Whew.
Looks like I'm going with Connected Island. Sure, we'll do dynamic reputations. Yes, land expansion. Psych ward, yes.
Whew. Forgot how much energy this game takes, but it's fun as hell. Whew.
Yeah, for prisoner transfers.
Yeah, I definitely want that. There's mutators. Oh.
What's the matter, Zim? You don't want to mutate your experience?
Well, we're definitely going with
It's-
super dogs. Oh, we can literally just give people big heads. I could literally just make the prison noir.
The dark and stormy night.
Whew. That went so hard. Awesome. That's new. I've never played that before. They keep adding more and more for free in this game. That wasn't even DLC. That was something that just added completely new. Whoa, that was. So, to imagine if you didn't hear it, literally they had a straight up kind of, Dream Theater or Dragon Force type song while you're running around with a handgun fighting knights and bowmen shooting like 30, 40 people, John Wick style. I'm gonna sit down. This is one that sneaks up on you because it's so fun to play. You don't realize that you're actually exerting a lot of energy. Good way to wind down, or get your exercise, or just in general, just exert a lot of energy. Heck yeah. So what do you think, Ren?
Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't think it's my type of gameplay.
Nah, yeah.
Nah. The other one, yes, but this one, nah.
That's fair. This one's it very much feels like a rail shooter, and I love rail shooters. So like House of the Dead style, or like
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It does have rhythm to it. It's just not as like fine-tuned as say like the Osu like game where you're shooting the circles to the beat. This one's you're shooting the people to them shooting you to the rhythm of the music. It's pretty tight. What do y'all think, chat? Y'all digging it?
Good night, Ido.
Night night, Ido.
Rest
Hey,
well. Good night, Ido.
Fog of War.
Oh, you want me to have Fog of War?
Yee.
Oh, okay. Rex is a good boy, Rex is a good boy, Ren is a good boy,
Alright.
Ren is a good boy, Rex is a good boy, Ren is a good boy, Rex is a good boy, Ren is a good boy, Rex is a good boy, Ren is a good boy.
You're making me shoot my gun. I need to save ammo. I'm kidding. Thank you. I was honestly thinking about hopping on VR and just looking around and just chatting in there for a little bit, but we're almost at 12 o'clock anyway, so I ended up staying longer than I said I was going to, so.
Temperature and events.
Oh, you want to make this hard.
Oh, they have weekly and daily challenges now.
Is this
Disable
game like
warded mode.
RimWorld where you spend more time setting it up than you actually spend playing it?
Well, I think-
At this point, it's looking like that. Except, I'm done, so let's save preferences. And now let's play.
For realsies.
For real.
Oh, cool. You can have party mode. You play with friends in the local. You pass the headset around. So how does your game like? Are you running like a jail cell or something? I heard the game. I'm not sure what you're playing.
I am making an entire prison.
Oh. Dope.
I don't know how I feel about all this.
What did you... Oh, that top one.
I'm assuming that this is my main area? Maybe?
Yeah, that's your starting island.
Also, I don't think there's music now that I'm actually in the game, so... Lo-fi. Lo-fi, don't bother me. Lo-fi, don't bother me. Okay. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to build, you know, bridges out to these other parts. Hi, of New Year's.
There's also ferries you can place eventually that vary from one to another.
Ah. I just wish this starting island here was not like this.
Yeah.
If not for this weird little bay here, it'd be fine. But he's just...
Yeah, all of your other islands are weird.
Oh, did you finish the mouse?
Yeet.
Yeep.
Okay. I'm gonna do one more song and then chill down for a bit. This was really fun
All right.
so far. Try to
Okay.
solve everyone.
Well, there you go, Seda. You have officially been moused. Apparently for the first
You got
time.
mouse.
Disgruntled squeaks.
Oh. Finding skeletons.
I don't know. You seem quite happy about it.
Oh, is it on the stream right now? The skeleton, the mouse thing's finished? The mouse?
I can bring up the finished piece here on stream, sure.
Let me see. I'm curious.
I'll bring it up big mode.
Show
Whoosh.
me the big. Show me the big.
Oh, look,
little
he's so
mouse.
cute.
Yeah, he's biting the cables. Cute. Love the fact that closes over them. So it's
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we gotta show the TF somehow.
dope. Yeah. Cute.
There, proper
I love
order.
Implies that like there was TF with the sole purpose of just biting an already unplugged wire.
I just imagine that you got TF'd and was like, ooh, spicy hay. Good night, Era.
Night, night, Era.
Night, Era.
Night era.
I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for game. The CEO is so... The CEO can't even be bothered to figure out if I am male or female. Dear sir / madam. Okay.
Oh.
Ow!
You okay, Rick?
Yeah, I'm fine. I might knuckle hit a plate. Move the plate out of the way. Ouchie. Alright, done.
That was loud.
That was very loud.
Yeah, I hurt my knuckles too. Sorry for your ears.
Unwavering purpose.
Mortem Despair, thank you for that follow. Welcome.
Hmm.
Yada yada yada, yeah.
So, pro tip: put your foot next to a chair so you don't move forward, because it's one of those games that gets you so damn immersed that you'll move around a lot. AKA, you might hit your table that has a little plate on it sometimes.
You know, I think I want to go with the actual island instead of this one, because... Oh, God. Audio. Okay, there we go. You have let an egg shatter without consuming it? How dare you, New Year's? But yeah, just having this random bridge in the middle of this string of islands is just weird. It'd be one thing if, like, this were, like, over here and the bridge were over here, but the way it is right now, I think I want to go with fully... Oh, that just closes the entire game. Okay. Luckily, I saved my preferences.
What was the option to close the entire game?
Oh, there was just one option. Close the entire game instead of going back to main menu.
That's silly. Oh, I finished up showcasing some VR stuff, and it's already past 12, so...
Aw,
Hope
you
you
had any stream?
enjoyed. Yeah, I've had a nice little 8-hour stream. I think it's time for me to rest up so I can be able to stream tomorrow. We'll be doing some Marvel Rivals and whatnot, so catch you then if you like Marvel Rivals. I'll be doing that most of the day, maybe a little bit, like 2 hours of tabletop. But main plan is Marvel Rivals, maybe some Final Fantasy 7 if I sneak that in. I'm gonna send y'all to a very awesome streamer who I respect and look up to very much. They're freaking dope. I think you'll enjoy them. They stream a lot and they have very, very good vibes. So y'all have a wonderful night. A red night and a dino-tastic day. Go drink some heckin' water and hope y'all enjoyed the Dead Rising 2 we did today. We'll try to beat another one next time. But yeah.
That's really nice of you, Rex, but why are you sending it to Ren? He's not live right now. Play! I want to do this. We're doing island plot. Ah, that is slightly better. This main island is even more weird, but at least it feels like a proper island now.
Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Rex, thank you for the bad
Strider
raid.
rated my stream with 12 views.
No problem, hon.
Would you like a clip brought up?
If you dare.
Are we past? Yeah, we're well past the 15-minute mark. Okay.
Dare. Oh, that's a good first one. Look at... Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. This is shaking everyone. Don't do it.
I give up.
Okay then.
It's deer punching simulator.
I noticed.
I'm seeing it late. Yeah, we'll do stuff like that again in the future. Anywho, have a wonderful rest of your stream. Y'all have a wonderful night. Big hugs.
You too, Rex. Sleep well whenever you go to bed.
You're a
Bye,
cutie.
Rex.
Alright. Well, let's get started on this prison. Yes, criminally insane, the CEO letter. This, Accept our first grant. The reports window. Okay, is there a way to make this UI bigger? I'm having a hard time reading this UI with the, apparently not. I think that's the main reason why I never played this before, or haven't played this in a while. It's the fact that it was, like, hard to really read this when it's so small down there.
Apparently you can upscale the UI by pressing Control plus.
Control plus. Oh! Thank you. Such a weird way to do it.
I agree.
Especially when it's not...
I looked it up and...
Go ahead.
I looked it up and I was just like, that's an interesting solution to upscaling, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, at least to have one.
True. True. I mean, at least it is there. It's just hidden and not notified or anything. Like, so weird.
I guess he got too many complaints that there's not one, so it's like, fine, I'll just add it here then.
Okay, so green machine. Purchase and install a solar panel, wind turbine, and solar wind hybrid. I can do solar panels.
You have
That's it.
returned.
Jibe Gab just resubscribed for 20 months. 2 babies, 3.
Hey, Gib Gab, thank you for that resub and your 20 months of support.
Gib Gab!
So Asher, what are your goals for this place?
I don't know, you're the one that made me do this. I don't even know how I set a name for the prison. Rex cute. I don't know if he heard me, but he's getting that anyways. Bakery production skills. Baking and selling great tasting products to paying customers is both a skill and an achievement for prisoners looking for a potential career path upon release. So I can start a bakery in my prison?
Yep.
We'll sell prison cakes to the public.
I mean, it is Mystery Dungeon Day after all, so we could just sell some Pokepuffins. Or Poffins, sorry.
Yeah, that's a good one too. A large technology company is piloting a new prisoner well-being device. They're offering a grant to any prisons willing to stress test the equipment and share the data gathered. Oh. Well, I suppose them being, TFs would be definitely a good thing for them. Ah, here's the one I was looking for. Basic Detention Center. And... Exactly, Delimited, exactly. As we all know, prisoners aren't people.
They're animals?
They will be when I'm done with them.
Ooh.
Oh, so this is how I unlock the other things. Well, that would have been nice to know sooner. Fine, we will do prison stuff. Close that. Why is this... There we go. So yeah, first things first, we're gonna need power. What is this? Oh, we got a whole bunch of supplies coming in, it looks like. Cool!
So one thing, go into reports and into intake.
Oh, closed. Yeah, we probably should not have anybody come in. Good point. Definitely not a good idea. Oh no, Gib Gab. You can't just do that. I don't like this view. I want the actual... Alright. Build those solar panels. And then I guess I'm gonna need... So the backup generator is a different thing from the solar panels, it looks like. I guess. Also, it looks like we're going to be getting a Rdyjin to read some horror stuff.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll actually get to the horror tonight. Ooh, that would be a great idea, Delimited. We can start with Theta.
Hey, what?
We just need you to get on this wheel, Theta. Don't worry, there's some cheese there for you, too.
Look, I'm not going to be reduced to just spinning around on a hamster wheel.
Of course not. It's a sophisticated power generation device.
I'm not even gonna open my mouth. Because I know immediately my comment's gonna be weaponized.
No, it
Did you guys hear
totally
some
won't
squeaking?
be.
Dang, okay.
Different squeaks there, Gimund. Different squeaks. So yeah, how do I remove these? I don't like them there. Oh, right click to cancel. Perfect. Trying to do all this stuff with these things so horribly laid out. You know what? We'll just do this. How do I get rid of something? I don't want that there. I don't know, but I guess I'll go up here and do this. Solar panels. Oh, we've got 3 of them right now. Cool.
Oh, hey, Rygon.
Oh,
Rygon! From the channel, Rygon Plays.
how's everyone doing?
I thought it was Rygon Reads.
Oh, new channel idea.
There you go. Run with the alliteration. Your ASMR second channel.
What other alliterations can we come up with? Rygon rises, Rygon raises, Rygon raps. No, maybe not that one.
Rygon Rails.
Rygon rails.
Your channel for all your train simulator.
Oh, you've noticed.
I may have been
I
around
wonder-
long enough.
I wonder if anyone's noticed I've only played on one map the entire game. It takes forever to finish all the turntables or the timetables for it. Ah, that sounds like the microwave. It sounds like my dinner's done. That's why it's taking me a second. You're bad.
Not a problem. Alright. Seriously, how do I delete something? Oh, bulldoze. Wait, there's a cost for that? Oh. Fine.
Alright. Me. What are y'all up to?
I am playing Prison Architect.
Whoa. So that's like Factorio, but like with NPCs.
I mean, kind of? Maybe? Not really?
But capitalism is the buzz.
Well, Asher's a dog, so it's more like prison architect.
There.
Woof.
Wolf.
Okay, guys, I have like the most foolproof escape plan.
Okay, what you got?
we call the warden a good boy and say, "Do you want a treat?"
I can do
Ah,
it.
but that wouldn't work on me because I'm evil. Mahaha!
Sure you are, Asher. Sure you are. Pat the head.
I know how to ruin you, Ren. Looks like Ren might be taking a little trip. Enjoying a nice VR horror game in the near future.
No, please don't, no.
You should have thought of that before you decided to say that.
No.
There, let's build that instead.
Beautiful.
And bulldoze all of this. Yes. Alright, speed up time. My gun cute.
Speed up time. No, wait, I'm on the toilet. Ah!
Oh no, what are you drawing now, Rdyjin?
Don't worry about it.
I am worried about it.
Why are you worried about it, Ren? You haven't said anything. Do you want me to draw you?
Oh, Rygon, we mouse Seda tonight.
You moused him?
Yes.
Oh. Mice.
So you have two mouses now.
It's mice.
Mice. Two mices now.
Not mices, it's just mice.
English, why are you so hard?
Yes. Why is it so hard? Looks very cute. I like the picture.
Yes, you all are very cute.
You've activated my trap card. No, you.
I have my. You've activated my Uno Reverse card.
I got to get out of jail free card.
But we weren't going to send you to jail. Unless you want to go to jail.
Now I'm looking on the outside in. To the pet shop, that is. Because you're cute.
We put a door on here. Why is it not completed?
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, there it
The
goes.
workers like to take their time.
Yes, yes they do.
You leave out one can of corn and suddenly the gnats believe they own the place. I'm gonna have to get one of those dang fruit fly killer things.
So, do I only need one transformer? Oh,
I mean,
input limit of 5,000 units of power. Okay.
of course you need only one transformer. Everyone else can be the transformee.
That is freaking adorable. That is freaking adorable.
Yes, yes it is. Okay, dismantle this. Because we actually need to move it. Wait, why can I not place it here?
Let's see, what about this one?
Oh, it has to be connected to the outside, I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, like,
Or...
I can place it
Nope.
here. I can place it here, but I can't place it in the one spot that I want to place it.
Oh, it's because of the light.
Oh, okay. Nope. Unless the box is stopping it.
No, I think the light just needs to have a worker come by and remove it now.
The Rex
Oh,
has
it's
brought
the
me
box.
food. Yeah, I think it's the box.
Red cute.
Okay, now I can place it here.
Okay, I got my... What do you call it? My practice read here before we get into the proper read. I'll just finish up this food real quick. How long do you plan on streaming?
Several more hours at least.
Okay. Enough to maybe get through another 10 chapters, you think?
Oh, probably. Basically, definitely.
Seriously, the only good Chef Boyardees anymore is the spaghetti and meatballs. All the rest of them are too sugary. They changed the recipe on me, and now I hate the rest.
Yeah, I find them to be mostly just very watery. Oh, hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Ooh. No, we actually played a horror game with a happy ending earlier.
Oh?
Like, yeah, like for once, like an actual true happy ending, not a twist happy ending. Like, literally everybody gets to have a happy ending. It was actually kind of nice.
Oh.
It was kind of a breath of fresh air considering.
I don't think that power cable is actually hooked up. Considering my batteries aren't getting charged at all. Oh wait, no, one of them is. Cool, we're good.
Solar power active.
Alright. The food has been nommed.
Not on this map, Delimited. You see, I'm on an island.
Duke.
Oh,
Duke.
good night, Brian.
Night night, Brian.
Alrighty. Let me know when you're ready and I'll read my practice story. It's only should be about a 10 to 12 minute story.
I am ready.
Though
Okay.
I am going to pop off here because it is like 2:30 in the morning.
Sure.
So I'm going to start winding down.
Well, it's good to see you.
Have a good
Yeah.
night.
Good night, you
Yeah,
beans.
good to see you. Have a great night.
Ba-doop.
Bye-bye, Seda.
Okay, I'm just looking for a quick little exercise. Okay.
Well, not really delimited because I'm generating my own power with solar energy and stuff. And yes.
But
Oh, go ahead.
these are just vocal exercises. Bob bid Bilbo Baggins build the Badland. Quit quick kisses goes to kick quick kiss quips. Mikhail must murmur misfits maniac. Matt must murder mold meal milk meek meat. Narrow noodles neurally nauseate Nicky. Nicky needed unique new innumerable noodles. Punk Patrick probably purposely punctuated Pit Pat Polly Pack. Susie said she'd surely stay sleeping, slumbering on the sloping slide of somnambulistic sleep. And the very quick story we are going to read is called If You're Armed and at the Glenmont Metro, Please Shoot Me. Written by Peter Frost David. If you're armed and at the Glenmont Metro, please shoot me. Make it a headshot. Shoot me in the temple, slightly downwards. I need the bullet to travel the shortest possible distance through my brain before it hits my hippocampus. If I'm lucky, the sensation of the gunshot ripping through my skull will only last a few decades. As awful as this sounds, you'll be doing me an enormous favor. Death by a headshot, as soon as possible, is vastly better than the alternative. My ordeal started over 10,000 years ago, at 10:15 this morning. I earn extra money by participating in drug trials. I'm a so-called healthy subject who takes experimental drugs to help assess side effects. Once, it was a kidney drug. A few times, it's been something for blood pressure or cholesterol. This morning, they told me the drug I took was a psychoactive substance intended to accelerate brain function. None of the drugs I had tested so far have ever done anything for me, in the recreational sense. In other words, none of the drugs I've tested have given me a killer buzz, mellowed me out, anything. Maybe I've always ended up in the placebo group, but nothing I've tested had affected me at all. Today's drug was different. This shit worked. They gave me a pill at 10:15 and told me to hang out in the waiting room until they called me back for some tests. Only about 30 minutes, the research assistant told me. I flopped onto the waiting room couch, read a few articles from a copy of Psychology Today that was sitting on the coffee table. They hadn't called me back when I finished the Psychology Today, so I picked up a US News and read it cover to cover. And I read an old Scientific American. What was taking them so damn long? I sluggishly turned my head to look at the wall clock. It was only 10:23 a.m. I had read all 3 magazines in 8 minutes. I remember thinking this was going to be a long day. I was right. The waiting room had a little bookshelf with some used hardcovers on it. When I stood up to walk to the bookshelf, it felt like my legs barely worked. It's not that they were weak, or just slow. It took a full minute just to stand up off the couch, and another minute to take 2 steps to the bookcase. I scanned the old books on the shelf and picked out a copy of Moby Dick. My arms had the same problem as my legs. Just reaching 1 foot in front of me to grab the book took a long time. I actually got bored just waiting for my hand to reach the spine of the book. I slogged back to the couch and collapsed onto it in a slow motion fall that reminded me of the low gravity hops of astronauts on the moon. I opened Moby Dick slowly and began reading. I started with Call Me Ishmael and got as far as Ahab throwing his pipe into the sea, which was all the way to frickin' chapter 30, before they called me back. "How are you feeling?" the research assistant asked me. "I feel slow," I said. "Actually, it's the other way around. Everything seems slow because you're so fast. But my legs, my arms, they're all moving in slow motion. Your body seems like it's moving slowly because your brain is fast. Your brain is running 10 or 20 times faster than normal. You're thinking and perceiving reality at an accelerated pace. Your body is still constrained by the laws of biomechanics. Frankly, you're moving much faster than a normal person. She pantomimed a jogging motion. But your brain is running so much faster right now that even your fast walk seems very slow to you. I thought about my slow motion flop onto the waiting room couch. Even if my muscles had slowed down, my body would still react to gravity the same way. But in the waiting room, I even fell in slow motion. Slow muscles couldn't explain why gravity seemed weaker. My brain was going at warp 10. That's how I managed to read 3 magazines and the first 30 chapters of Moby Dick in 15 minutes. They ran a series of tests on me. The physical tests were fun. They made me juggle 3 balls, then 4, then 6. I had no problem keeping 6 balls in the air because they seemed to be moving so slowly. Boring, frankly. Waiting for each ball to move through its arc so I could catch it with my slow motion hands and toss it back into the air. They threw Cheerios in the air and I caught them with chopsticks. Dropped a handful of coins and I counted the total value before they hit the ground. Cognitive tests were less fun, but very illuminating. Finish a 50-word word search, 3 seconds. Solve an intricate maze drawn into a poster-sized paper, 2 seconds. View a slideshow projected at 10 images per second, and answer detailed questions about what I saw, 95% correct. They told me I measured over 250 on the Conf scale. Apparently, that's deep into the superhuman range of thinking speeds. Then, they sent me home. It'll wear off in a few hours, they said, which will seem like days to you. Try to use the residual effects to get some work done. Catch up on work emails while you're still in high-speed mode. The ride home was horrible. It was only 3 metro stops and in real-world time. It only took about 35 minutes, but in my drug-accelerated hypertime, it felt like days. Days. Walking out of the medical research suite to the elevator seemed like it took an hour. I sprinted out of the office, willing my legs to push me faster. But the laws of biomechanics held me prisoner. As accelerated as my brain was, I couldn't do anything to make my legs work faster. The huge disconnect between my mind and body made it extremely difficult to judge how and when to slow down, turn, or rotate my body. I had basically turned into giant slow-motion spaz. I misjudged my speed and rammed into the wall by the elevator button at a pretty good speed. And though I could see the wall coming at me, I couldn't make my finger outstretched to hit the elevator button move away fast enough, and I jammed it against the wall, hard. Oh, the pain was intense. My brain had been running at regular speed. It probably only would have hurt for 30 seconds or so. But in my accelerated state, the intense pain seemed to last for half an hour. 45 minutes, maybe. The elevator ride was horrible. It felt like I spent 4 or 5 hours just descending 7 floors, with nothing to look at but the interior of the elevator car. I sprinted to the metro station. I have to admit, this part was almost fun. Even though my body moved at what seemed to me super slow speed, I could still carefully choose how and where to place my feet, swing my arms, and turn my torso. It only took a block or 2 to get used to having a brain that ran 24 times faster than my body. Then I basically sprint danced the rest of the way twisting and juking between people on the sidewalk, and dodging moving cars with inches, minutes of clearance. I spent an hour in my time frame, descending into the subway and running to the platform. Endless tedium waiting the 6 minutes for the Red Line train to arrive. Though there was more to look at on the metro platform than inside the elevator, it was still intensely boring. I should have stolen that copy of Moby Dick. The Red Line train roared into the station in slow motion. The normally high-pitched squeal of its brakes was frequency shifted by my high-speed mind into a long, low tone, like a monotone tuba solo. It wasn't just the squealing subway train that was 3 octaves lower than normal. All sound was slow to the point of near inaudibility. Voices were gone, shifted below the threshold frequency of my hearing. Did manage to hear a screaming baby on my subway car. Her shrieks slowed to sound like whale songs. Sharp sounds like car horns and trucks bouncing over potholes were low, muddied roars like distant thunder. Back at the research offices, I could still hear and communicate with the research staff, but now verbal communication with anyone would be impossible. The effects of the drug were still intensifying. I spent what seemed like days on what fucking Red Line train. Days. Listening to the whale song of the screaming baby and the tuba solo of the brakes. Where ordinary voices were frequency shifted out of my audio range, smells didn't seem to be affected. I never became nose blind to the body odor, the stench of the train's brakes, and the melange of farts and other smells wafting through the metro car. I finally got back to my apartment, sprinting through my open door and into the front hall at full speed. It was like a slow, relaxing drift down a lazy river. I was relieved to be home. At least I had stuff I could do there. I picked up the book I was reading, 100 Years of Solitude, and finished it. Despite turning the pages so quickly that I tore many of them, it seemed like most of the time I spent finishing the book was spent on page turning, and not actually reading. 3 minutes had passed since I got home. I tried surfing the internet. God, it takes a long time for computers to boot these days. But it was too frustratingly slow. Hours, seemingly, to load each new page, and a fraction of a second to read it. 100 articles in my newsfeed read. Had just 3 more minutes done. I dipped in. What's up?
Is this the same book you were reading last night?
No, this is just a practice book. It's just going on a little bit longer.
Okay. I was expecting, I was sitting here confused as hell,
Where's Neil?
I told you I was reading a practice story before.
I missed that, apparently. Okay, carry on, then.
I mean, you want me to finish it?
Yeah, go ahead. I just, like I said,
All right.
I was completely lost,
It's like, what's going on?
And then when I was sitting here okay, maybe this is some weird interlude where because, she was unemployed. It could make sense. And then you said she walked into her apartment, and I'm like, wait a second. Now I know this isn't the right one.
No. This is just a practice story. That's why I said the title at the very beginning.
To be fair, I don't quite remember the title of the one last night.
Oh, the one last night was The Haunting of Blackwood House or something like that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, carry on.
I'll go ahead and I'll finish Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll finish this one. We're about 2/3 of the way through. I dipped into my pile of yet to be read books and finished 2 more. 4 more minutes had passed. I decided to try to sleep off the remaining effects of the drug. Fortunately, whatever part of my mind is responsible for perception, the part that's been accelerated to hyperspeeds by the drug, isn't the same as the part that governs sleep. Despite being awake for what I perceived as days, my physical brain still thought it was 1:25 p.m. It was not ready for sleep. Nevertheless, I tried to sleep. I walked to my bedroom, a slow 45-minute drift through my apartment, and flung myself into bed, lazily falling like a feather onto the mattress. Closed my eyes and lay there for hours and hours. 10 minutes of reality time before giving up. Sleep would not come. I was facing what was going to feel like days, maybe even weeks of being trapped in a slow-motion prison. So I took an Ambien. The sensation of the pill and the splash of water I used to swallow it sliding my throat was sickening. A lump that blocked my breathing, moving like a slug down my esophagus. I read a book. 10 minutes had passed. I read another. 18 minutes since I took the Ambien. I threw the book across the room in disgust at my situation. The book slowly pirouetted and spun through the air, like a leaf blowing in a breeze. It hit the wall with a long, faint rumble, the only sound I had heard for what seemed like hours, then drifted to the floor like a flip-flop sinking in a swimming pool. The force of gravity hadn't changed since I took the pill. The law of physics were the same. It was just my perception of time that had gone wackadoo. This meant I could use the speed thing seemed to fall as a way of judging the effects of the drug. Based on how long it took the book to drift to the floor, I estimated the effects of the drug were still intensifying. I read a magazine. I turned on the television. I clearly saw each frame of video like I was watching a slideshow. Frustrated, I turned the television off. I read some more. The first 2 books of Churchill's A History of the English-Speaking Peoples. Not exactly a light read, but frankly, I hated it. Given the hours of tedium it would take to go get another book off my bookshelf, just sitting on the couch and reading Churchill was better. Or at least less worse. It had now been 35 minutes since I took the Ambien. I lay down on the couch and closed my eyes. Time passed. I inhaled. An hours-long process. Time passed. I exhaled for more hours. Sleep would not come. I needed a new plan. I decided to go back to the offices where they gave me the drug. Maybe they would have something that would counter its effects, or at least something to knock me out until it wore off. I exited my apartment as fast as possible, taking hours in my time frame to do so. I didn't even bother locking the door. It would have taken too long. Down the stairs. It's faster than the elevator if you run. Through the lobby. Out the front door and onto the street. These few things felt like a long day at the office. Sprinting down the street, dancing and weaving between pedestrians with what must have looked to them superhuman dexterity. Down the first flight of stairs at the metro, across the landing, another, then onto the second flight of stairs. That's when the Ambien hit me. The Ambien didn't make me sleepy. Not at all. Instead, it must have had a severe cross-reaction with the experimental drug I took this morning. I was bounding down the second flight of stairs, moving in slow motion, but still making perceptible progress when, wham! Everything stopped. The dull
Wake up.
roar.
Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Shrieking Ecodenica rated my stream with 13 viewers.
Hey there, Danica! How was your stream? Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in. Hope you had a great time over there. Stream was good? That's great to hear. Yeah, welcome in. I am Rdyjin. We're currently doing some prison architect up there. Meanwhile, in the bottom left there, we've got Rdyjin doing fantastic art. And we also have Rdyjin from the channel Rdyjin Plays doing some narration. He's reading a book for us. So everyone, thank you so much for sharing your community with me here at Danica. Welcome in, hit that follow button, everybody. Come join us again. Those that are already here, go check out Danica. Also make sure you check out Rdyjin. And yeah. Would you like a regular shout out, by the way, or a random clip from your channel brought up? You finished some Distant Memory, then got started on Tunic. I've heard a lot of good things about Tunic. Yeah, we got a lot on this, a lot going right now. But it's fun. Alright, let's get this clip brought up. Ren cute.
I wonder what he'll do if I underhand a grenade at him.
Did you just shoot your own grenade? What happened there? Oh. Well, I kind of did not process what happened there. You threw a grenade onto the rooftop to flush an enemy, an AI enemy out, and he didn't react to it? Oh. Of course. Because that makes all the sense, right? Then he shot you the frame you walked into his view. Oh, God. AI cheating, huh? Well, either way, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Oh, so that's what I was seeing at the end. Okay.
Oh, better than being killed by your own grenade.
True. True. But yeah, thank you again so much for sharing your community. We've got lots of stuff that we do here on the channel. A lot of things that you all can enjoy. I hope to see you all here again. And definitely go check out Danica. Go check out Rdyjin. Go check out Ren. They're all wonderful beings. Oh, you've been killed by your own grenade. Always happens. But yeah, I'm going to let Rdyjin continue with the story.
Yep, we're just about done with this story, so I apologize for any raiders coming in. It's probably not going to make much sense to you, but essentially, a guy took an experimental drug. It's slowing his perception of time. And we're about to see the consequences of just what happens. Then, wham! Everything stopped. The dull roar of the street and metro noise ceased, placed by the most perfect silence I've ever experienced. My downwards motion seemed to completely freeze. Before the ambient kicked in, my perception of time was maybe a few hundred times slower than real time. After the ambient took effect, time moved thousands of times slower. Every second seemed like days to me. Even just moving my eyes to focus on a new point was like an impossibly slow scroll across my visual field. Over the course of the afternoon, I learned how to walk, run, and jump when my mind ran hundreds of times faster than my body. But with another 4 or 5 orders of magnitude of slowdown caused by the ambient, body control was almost impossible. I fell on the stairs, even though I was all but frozen in mid-step. Controlling my muscles was impossible. I commanded my foot forward for hours, then backwards for hours more than it seemed like I would miss the next step. Hours attempting to adjust the angle of my ankle, then readjusting when it felt wrong. Despite these efforts, I rolled my ankle on the next step. The pain wasn't at all mitigated by the slowness. Hours of increasing strain on my bent ankle. The nerve signals that send pain into my brain must work differently than the nerves in my ear. Sonic energy was spread out over time, diluted until it was imperceptible. Pain flowed into my brain undiluted by the change in my perception of time. Hours and hours of increasing weight on my turned ankle turned into hours of increasing pain upon increasing pain. I pitched forwards, my high-speed mind completely unable to control my low-speed body. I drifted downwards for days, managing to rotate my torso enough to keep my head from impacting the ground first. I eventually landed on my right shoulder. At first, the impact wasn't even noticeable. Then, I felt a slight pressure in my shoulder as it came in contact with the ground. The pressure grew, bringing increasing pain for hour upon hour. My shoulder finally gave out, popping out of its socket with an endless, sickening tug. I came to a stop days later, crumpled onto the ground, staring at the ceiling. The pain in my shoulder still screaming with the intensity of a fresh, violent injury. I had plenty of time to think during that fall. If every second seemed like days to me, then each minute of real-world time would be like years. Even if the drug cleared out of my system in the next 2 or 3 hours, this nightmare would seem to last centuries. By the time I hit the ground, I had a plan. I would somehow get to the platform and throw myself in front of a train. I twisted onto my hands and knees, days of my dislocated shoulder crying for relief. I misjudged my rotation and rolled onto my back. Tried again, collapsing onto my face as I tried to figure out how to control a body that moved slower than grass grew. Weeks of effort were finally rewarded with success. I stabilized on my hands and knees. If just getting on all fours was as difficult, I figured that walking or running was completely out of the question. So I crawled, I crawled through the metro tunnel. The dumb looks on the faces in the crowd lingered on me for weeks. I crawled under the turnstile and onto the escalator. The escalator spilled the rush hour crowd onto the platform at the same speed a glacier spills ice into the sea. I looked out over the crowded platform during my interminable downward ride. The train status sign said the next train wouldn't arrive for 20 minutes. 20 minutes was like a year to me. I'd have to spend a year on the metro platform, waiting to die. I crawled off the escalator, enduring days of stupid expressions on the commuters' faces. I crawled a few feet to a concrete bench and curled up next to it, trying to find a position to lessen the pain in my shoulder. Then my problem with time got worse. Impossibly worse. The massive slowdown on the stairs was just the beginning of the interaction between the experimental drug and the ambient. It fully hit me while I was curled up by the bench. I blinked. Years of darkness followed. Sound was already gone, and with my blink, sight was gone as well. All that existed was the pain from my fall. My hyper-accelerated mind wasted no time compensating for the lack of sensory input. Voices spoke to me. They sung to me in languages that never existed. Patterns and faces and colors came and went in my mind's eye. I recalled my whole life and imagined living another. I forgot English. I settled into a profound despair. I spoke to God. I became God. I imagined a new universe and brought it to life with my thoughts. Then I did it all again and again. My eyes opened with geologic slowness. A faint glow. Weeks. A slit of light. Weeks. A narrow view of the metro platform. Ankles of the commuters near me. And an advertisement on the opposite wall. I extracted my phone from my pocket. A project that spanned decades. How can I even explain the boredom? The pain in my shoulder is nothing compared to the boredom. Every thought I can think, I have thought hundreds of times already. View of ankles and advertisements never changes. Never. The boredom is so intense it's tangible. Like a solid object of metal and stone wedged into my skull. Inescapable. What are my options? If I crawl and fall onto the tracks without an incoming train to crush me, I won't die. I'll experience even more pain from the 4-foot fall. I'll most likely be rescued by some do-gooder on the platform, and unable to act when the train finally does arrive. My suffering in that scenario will be endless. So I wait for the train, so I can throw myself under it. When it finally hits me, I will experience the pain of being ripped to pieces for centuries, until finally the light of life leaves my brain and my experience ends. I've lived hundreds of lifespans at the foot of this bench. I am far older in spirit than any human who has ever lived. Most of my life experience has been a snapshot of pain huddled on the floor of a subway platform, with an unchanging view of ankles and advertisement. This post is my plan B, my Hail Mary, my long shot. I've spent lifetimes typing and posting this message in the hope that someone will read it and become convinced that my suffering must end. Someone on this platform right now. Someone who will find the man curled under the bench. The man who crawled down the escalator. And kill him as swiftly as possible. A bullet to the temple. If you're armed and at the Glenmont Metro, please shoot me. That is the end of the story. If you're armed and at the Glenmont Metro, please shoot me. Written by Peter Frost David.
That was dark.
It's a creepypasta.
I still was not expecting it to be that dark.
Fair enough. I figured it would be a good intro to a ghost story.
I suppose
do
so.
Do you need a moment?
No, I'm okay. That just, not expecting that.
So, in other words, everyone, don't take Ambien if you have an experimental drug in your system that slows down the perception of time. Good to know. No worries, Delimited. I'd say give me maybe just a couple of minutes to drink and recover for a second, then I'll get onto the book.
Alright.
Let me see, what is the... Chapter 11's a bit of a long one. About time we had a bit of a long chapter.
Well, while you're taking that moment... Ren is a good boy,
Sure.
Ren is a good boy, 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 Ren is a good boy. Yes, speaker?
I love you.
Aw, I love you too. He's such a good boy.
Well, that's a little bit late. No, not you, Red. I'm reading a copyright statement here, right?
Oh no.
At the very end of the story. I'll leave it to your imagination what it says, but yeah.
I'm gonna guess if somebody notices it, I'm gonna be in trouble.
Not really. I don't think so.
Ah, okay.
It's not like we knew. No, more than likely, it's a statement meant more for like those YouTubers who read a lot of the spooky stories.
So, like you?
No, okay, I don't make YouTube videos.
I do!
Why not?
Why not? I don't know, no particular reason. I don't know how to really make and publish a video. I suppose it's the primary one. Limited's having trouble.
Or delimited.
Poor Delimited. That was actually a decent story. I liked it. I liked the part where he got to make universes with his mind.
Kind of like you do.
Yeah, exactly.
So you gonna go crazy?
Do you think I haven't?
Oh, that's fair.
All right. We good? We ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
So, to anyone out
That's my
there,
name.
oh, that is your name. Anyone out there, we are going to be continuing a reading called for a book called The Haunting of Blackwood House by Darcy Coates, a USA Today best-selling author. We are moving on to chapter 11, Footsteps in the Dark. When Mara pushed into the bathroom, toothbrush in one hand and flashlight in the other, she was confronted with a bizarre distortion of her face. Large mirror over the sink had been shattered. A tennis ball-sized impact area marred its surface, and a spider web of fractures spread out from it, turning the surface into a freak house installation. Mara saw 24 copies of her own brown eyes blinking out of the panes, and made a face at them. The remainder of the bathroom showed its age. The porcelain bathtub had chips and cracks running down its side, and would likely need to be replaced. The toilet's lid was missing. A handful of the wall's tiles had fallen loose, and lay amongst the dust and dead insects that gathered in the room's corners. The water had been reconnected at the same time as the gas, but that didn't mean it would actually come through the pipes. 20 years was a long time for anything to sit dormant. Mara turned the sink's tap and listened to the horrific grinding rumble that began below her feet and seemed to travel through the house. The tap shuddered. Then, deep red water spewed from it. Mara gasped and took a step back. She knew it was only rust, but the liquid was such a vivid color that it was easy to imagine it as blood. She watched in fascination as the stream painted the sink scarlet, gradually lightening and eventually clearing. She let it run for a few minutes more before scooping up a handful to taste it. The water was surprisingly cold. It tasted as though it was saturated with minerals, but it wasn't an unpleasant flavor. So Mara propped her flashlight upright on the sink to illuminate the room, dunked her toothbrush under the water's flow, and began brushing. A sound echoed above her head. Turned the tap off and looked towards the ceiling. There was silence for a second, then the groaning noise repeated, moving towards the back of the bathroom. Feet straining aged wood. Feet straining aged wood. Neil must have gone to check the roof after all. Mara turned the tap back on and resumed brushing. The footsteps continued through the attic until they'd almost faded from hearing, and then returned, pacing above her head. A sprinkle of dust, disturbed from the ceiling, fell into the sink. Motion in the spiderweb mirror made Mara jolt, and she swiveled to face the bathroom's doorway. Neil stood in the opening. His face was pale, and eyes wide. He spoke in a whisper. Do you hear that? Mara turned the tap off again and dropped the toothbrush into the sink. She stared at the ceiling and listened to the footsteps reach the end of the house, turn, and resume pacing. Damn it. Her mouth was dry. Half of her wanted to believe it was the wood flexing as the air cooled, but there was no mistaking the steady tempo of the creaks. There was a person in her attic. Neil crept closer, felt for her hand in the dim light. His blue eyes, normally so bright and optimistic, were filled with fear as they followed the creaks. Mara scowled and snatched her torch off the bench. Stay here. I'll check it out. Are you insane? He is, tightening his grip on her hand so that she couldn't leave. Haven't you watched any horror movies? The moment we split up, we're both getting murdered by the boiled cabbage stalker. Mara squinted at her partner. You're really fixed on that metaphor, aren't you? Okay, you can come with me if you want. Or, consider this. Neil seemed to be trying to keep his voice light, but the sheen of sweat over his forehead betrayed him. We could get into my car and leave right now, and not die horrifically? No one's going to die horrifically. 10 to 1, it's a homeless guy who thought this was an abandoned building he could sleep in. Or a kid here on a dare. You can stay downstairs if you want, but I'm going to have a talk with them. I'm not letting you go up there alone. Then come with me. I don't get why this is such a big deal for you. The creaking fell silent then, and both Neil and Mara raised their eyes to the spot. Not far above their heads, where the intruder rested. Please, Neil began, still keeping his voice to a whisper. Nope. Pulled towards the bathroom door, and Neil, unwilling to release her hand, followed. At least let's bring a knife. Yeah, that would be smart, but don't charge in there waving it like a madman. I want to de-escalate this situation, okay? Neil retrieved the small paring knife he'd used to prepare dinner, wiped it clean on his jeans. He looked as though he wished he'd brought a butcher's blade instead. Mara waited in the hallway and kept an eye on the staircase at the end of the passage in case the intruder tried to come down. But the footsteps didn't resume. Ready? She asked as Neil joined her. The house was pitch black. Neil had picked up his own torch, and their two beams brought small patches of the dark wood walls into relief. This is crazy, was all he said before leading her to the stairs. He evidently didn't want her entering the attic first. The stairs started at the end of the hallway and rose up the side of the wall. They were narrow and rickety, and it was impossible for Mara and Neil to keep them quiet as they climbed towards the hatch that opened into the attic. It's bolted on this side with a padlock, Neil whispered. Who's ever up there can't get down to us. Can you break it? A sigh. Probably. It looks rusty. Neil used the back of his torch to beat at the lock. On the third strike, it came free and clattered to the floor below them. With a final pleading look at Mara, which he refused to acknowledge, Neil took a fortifying breath and pushed the trapdoor up. The metal hinges wailed as the hatch flipped over. Neil climbed an extra stair so that his head and shoulders were in the attic, and swiveled. After a moment's pause, he continued climbing. Mara followed. The attic stretched the length of the house. At the roof's peak, the ceiling was high enough that Mara could have stretched her arm up and still not touched it. Streams of cold moonlight fell through the holes in the ceiling and painted strange mottles of light over the attic's content. More than 100 boxes were stacked around the room. White cloths covered large, hulking shapes like shrouds, and the floor was coated in dry leaves. Mara panned her torch across the space but couldn't see any movement. "Hello?" Reply came. She nudged Neil and indicated that they should start searching. Neil swallowed thickly, shifted the knife in his fist, and moved towards the closest stack of boxes. We know you're here," I said as she began moving along the other side of the house, parallel to Neil. "We could hear you walking. I'm not angry, but I want you to leave. This is private property." The only sounds she could make out were the crunches of their boots on the dried leaves and their shallow breathing. Neil stopped beside the first shrouded shape and whisked its cloth off. Underneath was a full-length mirror. "If you make yourself known, we'll let you leave peacefully." She reached the shape on her side of the room and pulled the fabric away to expose a wardrobe. She opened the door, but the inside was empty. "We won't press criminal charges." Neil's beam of light shook faintly as he directed into each dark crevice and hiding spot he passed. The deep shadows were playing tricks on Mara's eyes, so she searched slowly and methodically as they continued along the length of the building and pulled the cloths off each piece of furniture.
Can you... Sorry.
What's up?
It's not... I'm talking about the game, not you. Sorry.
By the time they reached the opposite wall and faced each other, Mara was shivering from the frigid air. "Did we miss them?" Neil mouthed. Mara frowned and shook her head. They'd both been thorough, she knew. Every gap a person could hide in, and every cupboard had been searched. She paced back along the attic until she reached the largest hole in the roof. While the others were no bigger than her head, this gap was easily wide enough for a person to climb through. Mara pushed her torso through it, ignoring the faintly panicked noise Neil was making, and shone her torch across the roof. It was empty. Then directed her beam to the front lawn and scanned over the shrubs and trees clustering about the driveway. "My best guess," Mara said, pulling back inside, "is they got out through this hole and climbed down the side of the building. Which means they wanted to avoid being caught and will move on pretty quickly." "Okay." Neil looked relieved. He turned his light across the attic a final time. "Okay. Cool. I really hate this, Mara." "Yeah, I know." He turned away from the hole. "Come on. It'll be smart to search the house before we go to sleep. And I'm pretty sure we won't be disturbed tonight." They wove towards the open trapdoor, picking their way around the boxes and discarded furniture. Mara paused beside one large cardboard carton, nudged the lid open with her shoe. Inside was a stack of VHS tapes. Do you think this is all from the last owners? I don't know how long they lived here, but some of this stuff looks, well, ancient. Neil waved his torch towards a tarnished, scuffed grandfather clock. Some of the boxes look like they'd be 20 years old, but others are falling apart. Maybe a series of owners left their unwanted possessions here. Mara reached the exit and began climbing down the narrow stairs. Neil followed and pulled the trapdoor back in place behind them. Once they were on the second floor, she stretched. Okay, ready to search this place? Just in case? I wouldn't sleep otherwise. Sure. We'll cover more ground if we split up. Neil frowned. Mara chuckled as she gave him a playful shove. That was a joke. Calm down. They moved through the upper floor quickly. Mara stood in the hallway, watching both the staircase up and the staircase down, while Neil went into the rooms one by one and ensured they were empty. Then they moved to the ground floor, where they repeated the motions. She guarded the stairs at the back of the foyer and the front door, while he cycled through the downstairs room. By the time he appeared in the dining room entrance and shrugged, Mara was completely sure they were alone. She kept her smile bright, and her trembling hands discreetly hidden as she went to him. See? No one got murdered. Yeah, Neil sighed. He seemed to be relaxing. Hey, did you know you have a basement? Mara raised her eyebrows. I have a basement? You do. Well, I thought it was a cupboard at first, but there's a door that opens into a stairwell. Damn. This is the house that just keeps on giving. Where is it? Neil followed her as she darted into the kitchen. It's in what I'm assuming is the recreation room. I didn't search it, though. The dust was thick enough to show no one's been down there. Well, let's check it out now. Mara hurried through the kitchen and into the recreation room, and quickly located a narrow door hidden behind the couch, which blended into the room so well that she had completely overlooked it during her exploration earlier that evening. She pulled the door open and coughed as disturbed dust billowed out. Neil followed, a pained look scrunching his face. Hey, you think we could maybe save going down the creepy stairs for later? Sometime when it's not, midnight? No. Mara angled her torch's beam at the stone steps and walls. It was a narrow stairwell. It would have to be traveled single file, but unlike the rest of the house, it was free of spider webs. The air that came from inside was almost arctic cold. I've never lived in a house with a basement before. I want to see what it's like. Neil grimaced. Come on, we can turn it into a fun game. What's scarier, the basement or the attic? Neil's grimace intensified. You don't have to come if you don't want to. Mara began descending the stairs. She hadn't taken 3 paces before Neil's footsteps began following hers. The stairs continued deep below the house. When the floor finally leveled out, Mara was shivering, and her breaths plumed in the frigid air. She turned in a circle and panned her light across the room. It was a disappointment. Instead of extending the length of the house as she'd hoped, the basement was no larger than the bedroom they were camping in. It was completely bare save for a thick layer of dust and stains on one of the walls. Pipe must have burst, Mara muttered as she ran her fingers over the dark red blot that that ran down the stones. We'll have to get that looked at. Is it just me? Or is this room way colder than it should be? Neil had his arms crossed over his chest and drew shallow breaths. It's underground, so it really should be insulated against temperature fluctuations. The stones probably trap the cold. Mara scanned the room a final time and sighed. Well, it's not very exciting, but at least now I can say I have a basement. Ready to go someplace warmer? Please. That is the end of Chapter 11.
Oh boy. Now we're starting to get some spookiness.
Took him long enough.
Yeah. Though at the same time, the build up to it wasn't bad.
Yeah, although I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting it to be footsteps. I was expecting it to be like a face in the darkness or something.
Well, sure, but considering the pacing of the rest of the book, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Alright, give me a second. I'll just need a couple minutes and then we'll continue.
Oh, apparently the accountant decided they're going that way. Okay. Rain.
Yes, master?
Who's a good boy?
I am.
Are you a good boy?
Yes, I am, master. I'm a good boy.
Are you my good boy?
Yes, yes.
You know, one of these days I want Zim to say like who's a good boy, and as Ren gets all excited, he goes, "The cat." How's chat enjoying things?
I don't know, Chad. How are you liking it? Oh, good. Those do count. Alright. So now we need to install wind turbines.
Oh, I have put chat to sleep. They are Betty by now.
Maybe.
I think I should go to bed now. It's getting pretty late for myself.
Okay.
Alright. Sleep well.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Don't let the ghost bite.
Oh, please don't tell me they won't bite. I don't like ghosts.
Oh, that's good. Ghosts will do other things though. Like
Good,
ectoplasm.
good.
You're a good boy, Ren.
Night, night, everyone.
Night night. Is Gimund still here?
He threw a plushie at me a little bit ago.
Hey, I heard a voice. Is Rdyjin still here?
I would hope so.
Wow.
Hey, there's a Rdyjin. Hope you both are enjoying.
I've been muting so that my noise doesn't come through while you're reading, and I just kept forgetting to unmute.
Wow. Yeah, we need to hear more of you. You are awesome.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's scientific proof. I have the formula right here. Rdyjin equals awesome.
Show your work.
Okay. See, I took the R and I divided it by 10. From there, I cross-examined it with Einstein's theory of relativity. Now, see, I understand that this might be getting a little bit of a stretch, but I did come to a singular conclusion. Rdyjin equals mass. The more mass of Rdyjin there are, the more awesomeness there are. Therefore, a Rdyjin-shaped mass equals a Rdyjin-shaped awesomeness. It's theory of relativity right there. Everything around him, though, becomes somewhat slower in awesomeness, and that's just how things go. Or at least the perception of it. You're a slow drip awesomeness, in other words.
Why does that sound like a drug?
Well, I don't know, Zim. Why do I sound like a drug?
Very good question. And there's the squeaky one.
Or does the squeaky one have something to say about this?
Squeaky one. The question was asked.
Facing you.
Uh-huh. Ah, look at them moving all that garbage. Wait, where am I? Where are they taking me? Wait, what?
Rygon, you're not garbage.
I'm in exports. I said, I gotta get out of here.
Oh, definitely not.
You know what they say, one man's trash is another man's Rdyjin.
True.
Gimund squeaks in the distance.
Alright, let me take a look at this next chapter. It's decently short. Alright, shall we continue?
Go for it.
Let me take a drink.
I'm just trying to figure out how the heck I do a,
Yes.
trying to figure out how I'm supposed to build this, or satisfy my workers' needs for using the restroom and such, because I can't find a, you know, a worker bathroom or anything. Room.
Just use the CEO's office.
Oh my god.
Oh, I wish.
It's just the same toilet. You could
Well,
just make it a little nicer by using a building enclosed.
Well, the problem is like, how do I designate that as a bathroom?
You don't have to.
So I just put a toilet in a random little spot and my staff will just go use it?
Yep.
Okay then.
You can unlock, like, I believe it's... What is it?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
No, it's a research. Oh yeah, if you unlock deployment, you could set stuff as like staff only, like a staff room.
Yeah, I know about that at least. And I can make like there is a staff room that I can make, but
Yeah, I guess
apparently
you could
needs
just
a
make a little
kitchen and
enclosed
stuff.
space.
But yeah, I'm ready to go whenever you are, Rygon.
Yeah, okay. You guys seem like you had something going there.
Oh, I was just contemplating things with this.
Oh, gotcha. Okie dokie. Chapter 12. Ghosts. Mara lay in her sleeping bag and held her hands towards the gas heater as she listened to Neil brush his teeth. Their exploration of the house had eaten up a lot of time, and Mara's phone said it was nearly midnight, and its battery was low. Without electricity, it would be dead by morning. She'd been watching her phone's status throughout the evening. 2/3 of the time, it displayed no signal. The other third, either 1 or 2 bars appeared. That was better than she'd anticipated. Contact with the outside world would be limited, but not quite. Non-existent. Neil turned the tap off, and his footsteps shuffled down the hallway. Appeared in the doorway and paused there, smiling at Mara. "What?" she asked. "Aw, you just look really cute." He came into the room, closing the door behind himself. "I like seeing your hair down." "Really? I wear it like this more, except I'm innately lazy and ponytails are way less maintenance. Isn't that a nice thought? Slight convenience is more important to me than your happiness." Neil laughed as he got into the sleeping bag behind her. "Would you believe I like it? You're an individual, and you're strong." His hand found her neck and began stroking the hair away from it. "I do love you, Mara." "It's definitely reciprocated." Heart missed a beat as his fingers stroked the skin below her jaw. The heater's glow warmed Mara's exposed skin, and the sleeping bag was unexpectedly comfortable with the exercise mats underneath it. She was feeling drowsy. Neil spoke. "Can I ask you about something personal?" "What about?" Didn't answer immediately. When the silence stretched to uncomfortable levels, Mara rolled over to face him. He was worrying his lip. She pressed her palm to his cheek to encourage him. "It's okay. Go ahead. You don't talk about your childhood much." "Oh." Mara withdrew her hand. "There's not much to say. My parents were crazy. I'm not. I got out of there, and now my life is starting properly." Neil continued to stroke her hair. She wished he would. She didn't want to taint such a nice sensation with unpleasant thoughts. "I know they were spiritualists," Neil said. "I tried to do some research about it, but I'm sure I only grazed the surface. It was a belief that started in the 1800s, wasn't it?" Yeah. She closed her eyes. come and have a seance in Miss Smith's this Saturday. Say hello to your departed husband and watch the table levitate. For a lot of people, it was a fun novelty. Neil stayed quiet, but Mara knew he was curious. She took a deep breath and continued. Of course, amongst all the gentry who made a parlor sport out of it, there were a few who really, truly believed. Same as with any wacky theory. Some of those core believers had children. Their children had children. And eventually I was born. There aren't many spiritualists left, are there? Mara shrugged awkwardly. She wished they would change the subject. It was setting up a dull ache in the center of her chest. When I was growing up, it seemed like the entire world believed. But that was only because my parents filled the house with their equally deluded buddies. Almost every day we had friends come around to talk about their experiences, or plan a meeting, or discuss messages from the dead. It was an echo chamber. Anyone with dissenting views was either cut out of our lives, or they cut us out of theirs. I wasn't invited to play with the other kids in our street. They'd have birthday parties, and I'd watch them from my window. But I never got to go. Mara, I'm sorry. Shh. Neil's fingers, quick and anxious, brushed over her forehead. She realized she'd been scrunching her face, and forced herself to relax. I'm okay. Neil took her hand and kissed the fingers. We don't have to talk about it if it upsets you. I'm sorry. It's fine. That part of my life is over. Mara's mouth formed the mantra she repeated to herself every morning for the previous 4 years. It can't touch me now. She rolled onto her back, inhaled deeply, and held the breath as she stared at the ceiling. The gray wood was mottled from water stains, and Mara let her eyes pick out shapes amongst them. To answer your question, there are hardly any spiritualists left. The practice was pretty thoroughly debunked even while it was becoming the latest trend in Victorian England. The mediums were nothing more than stage magicians who claimed to have direct line of contact with the dead. They used sleight of hand, bells attached to their shoes, incognito assistants, and other tricks to fool their audience. They'd move pencils or small wads of paper, stuff out candles, create tapping noises, and ring bells. More elaborate acts would involve levitating tables, or the appearance of ghostly figures, all through completely natural means. How were the ghostly figures done? Mara snorted. An assistant, dressed in a white gown and wearing powder, would step out from behind a curtain and startle the crowd before hiding again in the pandemonium. Most seances were done in dark rooms lit only by a couple of candles, so it was easy to fool the unwary. I hope that doesn't make you hate me, but, it sounds like a lot of fun. Mara turned back to Neil. Despite the ache in her chest, she couldn't keep herself from returning his grin. I'm sure a lot of people enjoyed it just for what it was. Parlor tricks. The problem comes when people continue to believe it despite evidence to the contrary. Her smile faded. It boggles my mind sometimes. My parents weren't stupid. My dad had a degree in biology. My mother worked for an emergency helpline through most of my childhood. It's not like they were societal outcasts or anything, but they really, genuinely believed ghosts were talking to them. Even after decades of being immersed in a culture entirely maintained by charlatans and the charlatans' dupes, they couldn't realize how fooled they'd been. Were the tricks that convincing? I saw through all of them. It all came crumbling down when I was 11 and a bell fell out of a medium's pocket. I believed blindly up until then, but as soon as the seed of doubt was planted, I couldn't stop seeing the deceit. From then on, I didn't witness a single supernatural event that couldn't be easily explained. Getting access to the internet helped me figure out some of the smarter tricks. Neil wove his arm around Mara and pulled her closer. She grinned and leaned against his shoulder. You really like this house, huh? He asked. I love it. Good. I'm glad. Mara peeped, one eye open. You don't like it, though, do you? Neil hesitated a split second too long for Mara to believe him when he said, It's a very nice house. You hate it. No, I don't hate it. I just sort of mistrust it. Because it's creepy? Sweetheart, I've watched horror movies that were more comforting than this place. Mara chuckled. She nuzzled closer to him. Well, you can always cuddle me if you get too scared. I might have to take you up on that offer. That is the end of chapter 12.
Interesting.
Does Zim ever sleep? No. The end.
I do. Sometimes.
Oh yeah? Then explain this.
What?
Oh yeah, you sleep? Name one dream.
Oh, well, that's not nice.
The thing I whip out is, where's your bed?
In my bedroom.
Yeah, where's that?
Down the hallway.
I don't know, can people fake having bedrooms?
I don't think so.
Alright, I'm watching you. Like literally, I'm watching your stream sometimes, and if I see that there's no pause, I'll believe otherwise.
There's pause all over his stream. What do you mean?
Yeah, there are. Also, what do I do when stuff gets overloaded?
Okay. Did you place too much power on something?
No, I apparently accidentally combined green power with standard power.
Oh, you're gonna have to disconnect that first.
I have.
Now go to the transformer.
Okay.
And there should be a switch all on.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Rdyjin is getting sleepy.
But the Rdyjin is cute.
That does not mean Rdyjin isn't getting sleepy, though.
But the Rdyjin's not allowed to sleep.
We demand more out of the Rdyjin.
We want more story.
But what does Rdyjin get?
Adoration.
Ooh. Can you eat that?
Hey, look, I have an avatar on Twitch now.
It looks amazing.
Oh, speaking of which, I should probably do a shout out for my thing I'll be doing in the morning. Yeah, everybody, if you're enjoying the narration so far, consider stopping by the channel when I start doing the full-length book reading of Oathbreaker. You managed to hit the tip goal, so that's what I'm going to be doing Saturday, is reading a full-length book. Kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yes, go check out the Rdyjin.
And it's a dark fantasy action adventure, so should have less scary. I think. But yeah, speaking of which, I probably should go eventually get some sleep so I can be ready for that. Because I'll be starting pretty much as soon as I wake up. How big is that book anyway?
What happened to 10 chapters?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you started kind of late.
Yeah, but you still asked about 10 chapters, and I'm looking forward to 10 chapters.
Yeah, that was when I was still awake.
Well, you're awake right now.
Yeah. I'll try to do at least one more chapter. Whew. Man. Oh, I wonder if my ice finally got made. Could I drink any more like a man thirsting? Freaking mustache and beard. Feel like it drank half the water before I did.
What?
I was drinking some water and it spilled over because of my mustache and beard.
Ah.
Yeah. Come here. Give me just a couple more seconds and we'll see how I feel.
Okay.
How you doing, Rdyjin?
Blah, blah, blah.
What? Blah, 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 blah.
I am doing well.
Good. Good.
Hi, Varian. You excited for tomorrow?
Sorry.
Oh, what are you guys doing tomorrow?
Recallers.
Oh.
That's perfect. I was actually just about to send this off to ask about what you thought, Bari.
Yeah, you got started on your commission, Vari.
Oh. Wow, another Call of Duty game for $70. I'm gonna f that.
You what?
Said who can afford that anymore?
I know, right?
$70 video game in this economy. Get out of here.
Sent it to you in higher quality there, Vari. Though, I will say, your internet's been really good today, Rdyjin.
Indeed.
Well, Vari approves. Wasn't there a prison?
I don't think it's my internet.
Oh?
I don't think it's my internet. I switched the browser I was using for this, and I think that actually helped a bunch because I'm not getting, like, error messages about performance issues anymore.
Fair enough. Duke, duke, duke.
Turk, turk, turk.
Duke, 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 duke.
Tomorrow is going to be a busy day for me.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. I mean, just, it's going to be an all-day stream.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
with the book reading and the gaming and the... I believe I'll also be playing Death of Legends. We got 3 people for it. I'm hoping I can find a 4th. Rex says he might do it, but you know Rex.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I think the energy's leaving me, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll stick around in voice for a bit, see if I recover or not, but I don't think I can do any more reading for at least the time being.
Fair enough. I do not like when this game gets dark. Because I can't see jack squat.
Oh, maybe it encourages you to build more lights or something.
I have, but these lights barely do anything.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. And I've got one of my workers that is bleeding all over the place. Not a great situation. I think they got struck by lightning. But I don't have a clinic yet, so I can't go make them better. I know I've got one worker that's, oh, I guess he recovered from being unconscious. Or he died. One of the two. I don't know which. I guess I could find out by, seeing how many workers I actually have still. Yes, Sevseg. At least I think, that was one that Gimund wanted me to turn on. Well, I guess if you're not reading anymore, I will switch back to the lo-fi playlist.
Go for it. Yeah, sorry everybody.
It's okay.
Just energy's leaving me. I've had a bit of a long day.
Understand.
But I hope you all
You're
did
still
enjoy
getting
what
over
little
being
we did.
sick, aren't you, too?
A little bit, yeah. I'm feeling better, and I was at least able to get an assessment done today, but yeah.
That's good.
Yep, Sunday is pretty much going to be a work day for me, though. I'm going to take the time to get done with all my assessments and notes I still have left to do. Even if I have to drive into the office to do it. That way, when I have supervision on Monday, they can't look at it and be like, well, you didn't do anything. I'll be like, no, I did do stuff.
I did do stuff. You just weren't watching.
Alright.
There. We finally have a storage room.
So,
I love how there is just a dedicated room for... I cannot designate a bathroom for my staff, but there is a dedicated tattoo removal room.
Yep.
It's an important business.
super
Ah, there's the reception. There, we'll put 2 chandeliers in our reception area.
Nice, those will make for some good shanks.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not actually able to designate an area as staff only yet, but I still am supposed to have a staff only area. So, I don't know. Require tables and just that. Okay. We'll put the desk in the middle. There. I don't want to slap them in the staff room, though. That's tacky. But I might have to. There. Reception is built. Now let's do a holding cell here. Requires a toilet and a bench. We'll put some bunk beds in here too.
Yeah.
We'll be at least somewhat nice. We'll put those there for bathrooms in here. Oh, right. The doors are gonna count for... They're gonna separate the room, aren't they? Hey there, Albrecht. I am doing well. How are you? Yeah, they can have at least a little bit of privacy in here. Like I said, we'll be nice. Somewhat. Alright, so we got reception here, we got that. The holding cell is just about finished. Oh no, I'm even more nice to the staff. Rdyjin.
What's up?
Furry sent me this mask that they have for consideration for one of them. Oh, you already sent it? Okay. Well, now you have it twice.
I love having things twice.
No. I think I might need to go take a nap.
Alright, sleep well.
Too. Maybe I'll be back up if you're still streaming, but we'll see.
We'll see how long I wind up going.
Yeah. Alright, have a good one, all.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Of course it is, Furry. Of course it is. Alright, so next we're gonna build... the yard. Which we're gonna have somewhat large. Boom. We'll have the standard gate on this. Dang. I'm also talking with the my developer guy about my upcoming plans, and it seems that apparently a feature that I was hoping to make use of is not available for... It's basically the same thing that Fujitech uses, the Discord reactive stuff. Apparently, I cannot use it right now because they're not accepting new developers into their program. Which sucks.
Not that I'm expecting.
This hamlet shall not fall.
Hey there, average goat man. Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in. It sucks because I was actually just considering ending here. Because my body kind of is wanting me to call it for the evening. But I appreciate the raid so much. Normally I would be going later, but yeah, tonight my... I unfortunately cannot. My body has very much made it clear to me that I need to end. As much as I would love to keep going. Yeah. But thank you so much for that raid, Average Goat Man. I do appreciate it. Here, let me at least get you a shout out. Oh, I'm not following you. Let me fix that. Alright, well, I hope you have a great walk, you sleep well, and I hope you had a great stream as well. But thank you everybody for joining us today for Prison Architect as well as this Art Marten stream. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It is one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, subscribing to our YouTube, picking up some merch over at zgfgaming.store, or commissioning one of the great artists I manage for. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.